Hey y'all, this is your sister Nayyirah with the Heal on Purpose podcast, hosted by the Repair of the Black Family. I am truly super excited today to bring forth to you another wonderful, powerful show. As your host, Sister Nayyirah, guess what, y'all? I am the guest, okay? So today I decided that I would be my own personal guest. As a podcaster, I'm learning that, I have something to say as well. And so I want to make sure that we are providing effective solutions to eradicate generational trauma, generational drama, limiting beliefs, and self-sabotaging behavior patterns. And so I figured that, it is 2024. I'm going to do my own personal show and just reintroduce who we are and how we are servicing you. And so as the Repair of the Black Family, a part of our mission is making sure that we can provide effective solutions to help you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, right? Because we do have our physical products as well. And so our primary focus is mindset, family, leadership, and development. And our mission is to constantly make sure that the family unit, the core unit, is coming together as one. We strongly believe where there's a strong family, there's a strong community, there's a strong business, there's a strong nation, there's just ultimately a strong world. And so my whole why is to be able to show forth the new family, right? The new family. What does the new family look like in 2024? As I have come to experience, there's a lot of focus on the family unit not being together. And so as I continue on to bring forth effective solution, I reflected on my own personal journey and what gave birth to the Repair of the Black Family, and in particular, Heal on Purpose. And so as I think about what I had to do to focus in on my healing, if this is your first time coming into my podcast, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do, let me back it up a little bit, y'all. Let me back it up a little bit. I got to get comfortable with being my own guest. Let me back it up a little bit, okay? I want you to come in, have a seat, drink your tea, drop me some yellow hearts if you're watching on Facebook. If you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and leave some comments, like and subscribe to the podcast. If you are listening via podcast, go ahead and like and follow the podcast and leave me a review. Okay, and my name again is Sister Nayyirah. I'm a transformational life coach. I'm an author. I'm a retreat leader, a master retreat leader. Let me back this up again. I'm a international best-selling author ×3. Okay. I'm a mother of 5 young, beautiful children, a nana, 8 grandchildren, a wife, happily married of 26 years. Okay. Well, we've been together for 26 years and we're about to make our 25th anniversary. And so one of my passions is to focus in on the family, absolutely, and to focus in on your healing. And so I had to just to look at, and I was looking at and personally reflecting on my own healing journey. Okay. And one of the things that I realized when I was focusing in on my own healing journey and what gave birth to not just the Repair of the Black Family, but healing on purpose. Okay. I had to decide to be intentional about my healing. And if you understand that, you know that you're living in a time where you have to be intentional about your healing, let me know in the comments. And so I had to decide, what did healing look like for me? I had to really define my healing. I had to define that my healing was not going to look like anyone else's healing. I had to get real personal, up close, personal, and intimate into my healing journey. And as I began to look at my own personal healing journey, that's what gave birth to the Repair of the Black Family. And so as you're listening to me today, Heal on purpose is an intentional process. And I ask that as you focus in on your own healing, clarify what does healing look like for you? Because that is what's going to actually assign you your work in the healing journey. Let me say that again. When you have clarity on what your healing journey looks like for you and you literally define it for yourself, that is going to give you the assignment. My assignment was to heal my mind because I was severely depressed when my father passed away. Okay. When my daddy left me, I was severely depressed for over 10 years, but I had a social veneer where you and no one else could really tell unless you was in my family and you just knew me like that because I was able to mask it. Many people can mask their pain. I was able to mask it, but I was suffering in my own mind. So I had to get clear that I wanted to come out of the darkness of my own mind. And once I kind of recognized that I was in the darkness of my own mind, then I was able to accept and prepare what came with that healing journey. So if you're listening to me today, you might be that person. You may be that person that just says, you know what, I got to accept the assignment to heal and prepare my mind and my heart with what comes with that healing journey. Because from my experience, not just working with myself, but working with many, many, many people, is that we're not really prepared for the struggle that comes in the journey. You know, that coming to face with yourself. I had to come face to face with my demons. You may have to come face to face with your demons, your weaknesses, your impediments, and clarify your healing. And so one of the things that I realized, what was keeping me captivated, I was captivated with pain because I was able to use it as a crutch, right? Not knowing it at the time, but now looking back, okay, this is where reflection come in. Looking back, I realized that the number one thing, and you may have that one thing, and not matter of fact, I tell everybody, you got that one thing that you have to identify to really be activated in your assignment as it relates to healing. That one thing for me was realizing that I'm not a victim. Ooh, who am I talking to today? Y'all come on in on the podcast, write that in the comments. I'm not a victim. And so once I realized and I made a conscious decision, meaning I became aware that no, these things happen not just to me, but it happened for me. Because in my depression gave me purpose. And when I realized that, you know what? I'm no longer going to claim the victim. I'm cashing in my victim card. Somebody put that in the comments. I'm cashing in my victim card. Not only did I start to will myself out of being a victim, and I started to do the work intentionally, healing on purpose, I started to help everybody around me. And as I began to help everybody around me, my circle became strengthened, and that gave me more fortitude to heal. Who is this message for? I had fortitude to heal, right? And again, in my healing journey, it was ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. But the number one thing that kept me in the journey and that keeps me in the journey, in the fight with myself, to not only make myself better or heal myself or grow myself, but to help others, is prayer. Get real clear on what it's going to take for your healing journey. And so with prayer came discernment. I had to look at what belongs in my healing journey and what doesn't belong in my healing journey. Who belongs in my healing journey and who doesn't belong in my healing journey. And once I began to understand that, then not only did I become aware spiritually, mentally, but I became aware more emotionally. And I started to develop the emotional capacity to go through the journey. I know at least one person needed to hear this. You got to have the emotional capacity to go through the journey. And that took emotional intelligence. I had to be aware of my frequency, knowing that my most powerful state was in my ability to rise above my emotions, to keep my frequency, to keep my tone, to keep my energy, to keep my thoughts on high. And that was the battle. That was the war. That was the war between the good and evil of me. But I was willing to go through the war. I was warned from my own heart and my own mind, because I knew that my salvation wasn't just predicated on me surviving, but it's predicated on my family surviving, my future generation surviving, and matter of fact, many of you. And so I had to decide, okay, on this battlefield, in your highs and in your lows, how do you remain in the high? And the only way I can do it still to this day is identify what is the things that's troubling my mind, and then map out how to get out of the darkness. Because I'm going to tell you something. What I've come to understand is people can stay in the darkness. And it's the choice. It's the choice to come out, and it's a choice to stay in. But even in the choice, even in your power to choose, it's going to be a battle. But you are worth battling for. Let me say it one more time. You are worth the battle. And we're talking about healing on purpose. You know, Maya Angelou say, do the best you can do until you can do better. And then when you know better, do better. See, I had to do better with the knowledge and the understanding and the wisdom that I had at the time when I was making the decisions that kept me in my low vibrations. That was good for me. But then when I started to become more aware, now I know better that those decisions wasn't the best decisions for me. Now I have to do better by myself, my family, my business, my community, and ultimately I take on the responsibility of helping to impact the world. And so I came on to this today to encourage somebody as you going through your healing journey to define your healing. Like, what is your purpose? Who is your purpose? How you going to get through? How you going to be dedicated to the process? And I found that not just being intentional, but being grateful. Gratitude for the trials, gratitude for the healing, gratitude that, you know what, every single moment of my pain was ordained for me. And that took a lot of work to even arrive at that thought process. And if you know what I'm talking about and you understand that, let me know. Is it a process to even understand your own pain? And so as I began to look and I started to go deep within, and I started to intentionally heal, and I started being grateful for right where I am, God is. And I leaned not only into my prayers and I leaned into God, but I leaned into my support system, which my number one support system was my husband. And I'm telling anybody that's going through any type of trials, any type of healing, any type of, being the change that you want to see, you got to have a strong support system. And with that support system came my children. With that support system came my mother and my family. However, though I had all of the support, there was times I still felt lonely. And I had to identify what that is and what that was for me. And then I had to, guess what? I had to tackle it. I had to tackle the things that kept me from being able to lean into the healing process. And so I'm going to say something to you all, as you're going through your healing process and as you are looking at this journey and being intentional on your healing, because I'm telling you, from my experience, when you heal, others heal. Your business heal, your family heal, your jobs heal, your relationships heal. All of that takes part in the healing, but you have to define what that healing looks like. And as I defined it, and as I got deeper into the process and more things, that other stuff was coming up, and I was going through the process, and people were saying certain things like they didn't understand my healing. Let me say this. Everybody is not going to understand your healing. Your healing is not going to look like everybody else's. Some people is not going to even agree with what you got to go through your healing process. But I'm just going to say this and encourage you as you're going through. Somebody say this with me. As I'm going through, I'm going to stay the course. And I'm looking for the desired result. Write this down. When you're going through your healing, you got to have a desired result. What results are you looking for? See, I was looking for a particular thing. I was looking for peace in my mind because I had a lot of chatter. That chatter looked like confusion to me. I was going one way and another. I was in confusion. I was here, you know what they call scatterbrain. I was scatterbrained, okay? And then with the scatterbrainness, it came anxiety. So I used to suffer from anxiety so bad. I would be sitting in the car and I would feel like the car is caving in on me because my thoughts was everywhere. And so I'm grateful because though I didn't have all of the answers, I was willing to heal. And if you are here listening to my podcast today, I just want to let you know, no matter who, no matter what, no matter where you are in the world, it's possible. It's possible for you to come out of the dark spaces. And your whole life may not be dark, because my whole life wasn't dark. I had a lot of things going for me, but there was areas in my life, and then when it came to grief, oh yeah, I was in the darkness. And some people may say, oh, you can't grieve this, that, and that. Well, if nobody never taught you how to get through grief, baby, that could be a trial in the air. That could be a trial right there. That was my pain, but I'm pretty, but it was attached to other stuff. That's another thing. See, sometimes you're going through something and you think it's that one thing that you are, maybe what you can see. But for me, it was the unknown things. It was the things that I did not know about that kept me in the darkness. And so once I just started to divine my healing, I realized in the journey that I am enough. I'm enough to go through this process, because there was times where I just didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel enough. I didn't feel like, you know what? Transparency. I didn't even feel like God was hearing my prayers, because I was just so much in I mean, it was a mass grief. Like it was those times when I was alone that my own mind was attacking me. And I didn't know if God was really hearing my prayers, because I was still there. Every time I would try to think about my dad, or, have a birthday or whatever, that pain was coming up. And you may be in a position where everything is going good for you. You feel like life is going, but it's that one area, that one thing, that one area that may be troubling your mind. So I came on this podcast today to say, not only is it possible to come out of that dark space or be in the journey, but you're safe in the journey. That was a part of my anxiety, because I didn't feel safe. I felt like any given time, because it was attached to other things. It was attached to when my brother got killed and I was walking across the street and I almost got killed. See, it was re-stimulating things in my mind. It was re-stimulating pictures in my mind. Every time I would see my father taking his last breath, I would also go back to the time when I seen my little brother at 4 take his last breath. Oh, all of this is in my book. If you don't have my book, The Repair of the Black Family, please get the book, because I tell my story in there. And you have a story. But it was bringing up pictures that I wasn't even aware that was protruding in my thought process. And that's where the source of my anxiety came, because at any time I thought I was going to check out of here and didn't know why. You ever been in a position where you didn't know why? But thank God that I was able to come through that. And what I came on to tell you today, that there's light at the end of your darkness. But you got to be searching for the light. And you got to know how to get to the light. You got to know how to uncover the things that's keeping you in the darkness. And so what I realized about my pain, as I started to name the pain, come on now, what was my belief about the pain? Because 9 times out of 10, whatever problems you're going through in your life, the problem may be there to help you to grow, help you to overcome some things, but it's how you define the problem. So I had to define what it looked like for me, what that pain looked like for me. And then I had to get a new perspective on the pain. It was my whole belief about the pain that kept me in bondage. See, when you believe a thing, that's your decision about it. I made a decision about death, what death was to me, what death meant to me, and because people just taken away instantly, they just snatched out of here, and I felt like I was going to be snatched out of here. Then guess what? That was my belief system, whether it was conscious belief or unconscious belief. It was somewhere in my consciousness that was my belief system. And so as a result of that belief system, that created the thought. Come on now. Whatever you believe is going to continue to create the thoughts, the reoccurring thoughts. And my thoughts was just reoccurring. It was reoccurring and it was reoccurring. I'm saying this because you got to go in and define your belief system that's going to change the thought. And once I was able to look at what that was, now my thoughts changed. They became lighter. Because your thoughts is going to create the feelings. So the feelings of anxiety started to dissipate until it totally got eradicated. Because my thoughts was able to change, because I was able to go to the root cause of the thoughts. And once I did that, once my feelings was open up to receive the healing. Come on now, say I'm able to receive. Once my thoughts was open up to receive my healing, that's when I got the results. And it's a constant journey. But as the result of, being present now, because I was out of present time. I'm a better mother, I'm a better wife, I'm a better friend, a sister, and I'm able to expand. That's the new results in my life. And so I came on today to say, on this podcast, if I can inspire you to do anything, give yourself permission to make a new decision. I had to make a new decision that no matter what, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that my daddy loved me. And I had to come out of the victim. I had to start placing my attention, but that was, I had help with that. Started placing my attention on the good times. Ooh, who am I talking to today? You got to place your attention on the good things in your life. Sometimes it's easy to just shift by yourself, but there's other times you need some help. And that's where that support system comes. Right. And so my healing was making a new decision that I am not a victim. And so if I can encourage anyone today, as we're talking about healing on purpose, and I went into that higher zone of healing, which means for me, the things that I was able to focus in on: joy, creativity. Ooh, this is how I was giving birth to a lot of stuff, hence the repair of the Black family. Okay, which is it's a business. We focus in on mindset, family, leadership, development. But I was able to focus in on my creativity. I was able to get calm, situated. Some of us got to get situated. I was able to be more grateful, just grateful to even be able to take a breath of air, because that was the higher frequency, the higher vibrations, the most powerful state that I can be in. Faith, being faithful to my process, being faithful to those who was around me, who are and was around me during my dark times. However, when you're in your low vibrations and you're in your weaker state, which is anxiety, depression, procrastination, distrust, mistrust, reactivity, being reactive, it weakens your ability to come face to face with you. And you may say, well, Sister Nayyirah, how did you do it? I just changed my mind daily. You know, there's a scripture that says we die daily in the Lord. I truly believe that. If ye are all God's children of the Most High God, you die daily within yourself. But I had to choose what part of me was going to die, which means I had to eradicate that fear of death. It's okay. Come on, somebody needs to say that. It's okay to let the old me die off for the new me to emerge. Who is this for? As you listening to my podcast, you got your host, Sister Nayyirah. I came to have an up close personal talk with y'all today to say it's okay for the old you to die off, for the new you to emerge. And that's what happened with me. That one thing, once I decided, no, I'm not going to be a victim in my pain. Then as I started to get over the loss of my daddy, because that's what I call him still to this day, my daddy, I started to discover other things, other locks, other traps, other mindsets, other feelings, other situations that kept me stuck. And then that healing became that journey. In the journey, it became a game. It became not just challenging, but something that I desired to do. I desire to be in a process that's going to mind me out. It's going to help me not only mind me out to emerge me, but now I have more ability to help you. And so I'm saying to you, as you're going through this process of healing, no matter who you are, regardless of race, class, creed, or color, there is aspects of our life that needs our full attention, our full awareness. And if we're stuck in the lower vibrations, the lower tones, the lower frequency of all of these things that not only what you know, come on, the most powerful thing that I found is the things that I did not know. And when you start going through your healing journey and you start to discover yourself and you start to discover your pain, the process, the parts of you that was in pain or in darkness or in confusion, it's a lot of different words we could put on this. You give your words, right? As you start to discover, because I had to discover how to come out and how to shape up the thoughts, which means I had to go through not just my thoughts and what I have adopted as real. I had to go through limiting beliefs of what has been passed down from generations upon generations upon generations. And you may say, well, Sister Nayyirah, how do you know that? How do you know that you was going down generations and generations and generations of healing? Well, for me, you got to find your process. Find your process of whatever is going to work for you. But not only was it faith and belief in God, and I say Allah, not only was it my faith and belief and my journey and my sojourn in Islam, but when I started to get that tool and that technology called Dianetics, that was, I wish I had the book. That is, I might have it right here. Nope, I don't have it. That is the modern science to mental health that helped me. That one book helped me to define the generational traumas, the generational confusions, the generational poverty mindsets, the generational. And now I am so much more effective and so much more aware because I have more energy. I'm a conduit now. I'm more of a conduit because I was able to go deep and remove the negative the negative deviations, aberrations, the negative deviations, the negative things, not only that happened with me and to me, but guess what? That has happened generations. And now I get an opportunity to offer my full self, me, full self to you. Because I'm not reactive. Yeah, that's how deep my healing goes. I just want you to know that however you get to your healing process, you can actually get to a point where you're truly happy. Like, I'm truly happy in spite of anything and everything that may come my way. I'm truly happy. And that's what I wanted to bring to you today. That one thing that will catapult your healing is knowing how to define that healing and that you truly can be happy. See, God does not change a condition of a people until the people change their own condition. And what I have learned and what I have come to find, not only in my own journey, but in most people's journeys, especially as a life coach, many people want God to do something for them that they have not or will not do for themselves, when everything that you need is within you. But because of reactivity and because of that part of our mind that keeps us stuck and bound, we can have a social veneer on our own pain. We can say, oh, it's all good, but we have not done the work to bring forth the awareness to eradicate that pain. And that's the beauty of healing. Like, it's not like you put a Band-Aid on it. No, you get rid of it. And so healing on purpose, what does that mean? Activation, duplication, duplicating a process that's going to make you know that you are your full self. And especially for the woman, if we are going to bring forth a new civilization, which is our responsibility in the womb space of our own mind, being the second self to God, being all that He needs us to be fully available mentally, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. We have to literally denounce the devils within us. And it's not just our words, and it's not just your faith. You got to show up. Faith is a huge part, but you got to show up now and exercise your faith. It's the doing this. And that's what's going to build healthy relationships. That's what's going to secure our marriages. That's what's going to secure our children. That's what's going to secure our future. That's what's going to secure our money relationships. Think about your ideal self and where you want to be in your future. Envision how you desire to help bring forth a new kingdom. It's going to take a new mindset. Because scripture tells us this. Let me know, y'all, as y'all listening to this. You cannot put new wine in old wine skin, which means you can't put new information on old thoughts. It's going to take a new and complete you. No matter who you are, regardless of race, class, creed, or color, there's always room for growth. There's always room for healing. There's always room to be your best and optimum level. Your best. See, there's a song that I really like. I'm living my best life. I changed that song. I'm living my best life, and I'm not going backwards and forth with the demons that want to keep me in bondage. No, I'm getting rid of you. And so I came on today to say, what is that one thing? What is that one thing that's going to free you? What is that one thing that you know without a shadow of a doubt? It doesn't matter. That one thing, it has to go, and it has to go today. That you're going to be actively healing on purpose. Because when you healing on purpose, now you connected more spiritually. You connected more with your intuition. You connected more with your creativity. You're more vibrant. You're more transparent. You're more vulnerable. You have the energy to create a new world. Sometimes we are so tired in the process because we don't have access to the tools that's going to help us heal to the degree that is required. Come on now, I'm talking about required healing. That's required to get us to our next level. And so when I look at the repair of the Black family, which is our motto is to repair the Black family, is to repair humanity, being that this is Black History Month, I look at what is it going to take with our relationship with God, healing our abandonment issues because of our sojourn somewhere maybe in our DNA, because our ancestors cried out to God. They cried out, and maybe just like I felt, and I realized that that was ancestral, that maybe God wasn't hearing my prayers. Maybe that's something that's within us, that we got to heal our abandonment issues. That takes being truthful, y'all. You got to somewhere. If this don't fit for you, it's okay. But if it fit for somebody, heal your abandonment issues on every level. So I had to heal my abandonment issues where I felt abandoned with my relationship with God. Whew. Thank God I came through it though. Take a lot of courage to say that part. Then I look at building that intimate and personal relationship to the God of your understanding, no matter how you call him, no matter what you call the creator, however you call him, building that intimate and personal relationship with him. Then when I look at the family unit and the family structure according to the word and according to how it's, according to what I know it to be, that man, this is healing, y'all. This is healing. The man that is in the house, or let me say this, the man has to have his personal relationship with God in the household, in the marriage, in the family. We got to get back to promoting the family unit, the structure, because the roles are being reversed constantly, daily. It's being reversed at a rate that we probably can't even catch up with. Okay? So that man has to take ownership with his relationship with God so that his whole head, come on, this is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, if you go by the book, the Bible, okay? The structure, the order, because we're taught in scripture, do everything in decency and order. This is healing. This is healing the family unit. The man is in connection. If y'all agree with me, let me know. In connection with the Father. He's the head of his head. God, Christ, that man is God conscious. He's God aware. He's aware of his own God abilities. He's connected with the supreme being. He understands not only is he connected to the supreme being, but he's a God, a little one, a little g. He's a God, and he has power, and he has dominion, especially in his own household. Woo. Healing on purpose. This is how we're going to heal the family union. We're going to get back to the structure. Because where there's no structure, the structure determines function, according to my teacher, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And so when the structure is in place, the function is in place. And so we get back to the structure with the man understanding he has power and dominion over himself. He has power and dominion, guess what? In his household. And now he has the ability. Life is about ability, y'all. He's very capable of leading not only his household, but his wife. The woman is understanding now. She's not afraid of the word submission. Whoop. Because in our good book, the Holy Quran says that the man has a degree upon the woman, over the woman. It's a degree. Okay. But when you got a man that is in love with God, you don't have a problem with submitting to the structure in the man that has God as his head. Because your nature, that's why I love my husband so much. He just brings out the little girl in me. like my father, the God, and my father, my daddy, who left me. But when you understand your relationship with God as the second stone, the cornerstone, when you understand, you want to be obedient to God. You want to have that obedience in your household. It's so refreshing, y'all. It's so refreshing to have structure when it comes to the family unit. And then a woman that's obedient, she raised obedient children. Oh, Lord, yes. Her children is not disobedient, because even in scripture, it says that the real teach and train a child in the way that they should go, and if they depart, they shall return. Come on, that's obedience. They will come back. But that woman in her obedience is able to transfer obedience down to the children. So their nature is activated in obedience. Even if they depart, they still got that leaning towards obedience, that leaning towards being more right than being, guess what? Not right. That leaning towards being more moral than immoral, than not being moral. And we living in a society today. Y'all look around. It's not just my word, just look around. But we have the power, we have the ability, we have everything in us. We're made up to win. We're made up to survive. We're made up to play the game of God, to really have power and dominion on this planet and bring forth the family of God. We have that power. We have that ability, but we just got to tap in, and not just tap in, but practice it, demonstrate it, work at it. Hence the repair of the Black family. You know, one of the things that I'm teaching my clients now, providing structure, providing means and methods, you know, when it comes to business, because everybody into the business now. Everybody trying to be an entrepreneur, everybody into the business, this, that, and that's all good, because we're supposed to do for ourselves and suffer the consequences, right? I'm teaching my clients that your family is the business. Now, how we going to structure this family? How we going to invest in the family? What is the goals, the purposes, the policies for the family? Because the family is the business. That's leadership. See, I'm learning that people think leadership, and I've been in leadership for many, 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 many years, many. But I'm learning also from an external viewpoint that people think that leadership is just when you on your corporate jobs, or you think, or if you're an activist in a community, or you are in your religious homes, you know, it's some kind of other outside structure. No, be the leader in your life. And when we determine that we are the leaders in our lives personally, and we able to get that mind right, our spirit right, now we become the leader in our families. Can I tell y'all a story? Let me tell y'all a story. So in my family, I know I'm the leader. I know I am a leader, and not just a leader that's, you know, I carry weight, right? My word means something. And I'm saying this, and I hope that somebody can gain from this story. But I had to look at all of the different things in my life, and from my perspective, I'm not saying that, you know, this is everybody's perspective, but my perspective. And I had to look at our family's strengths and weaknesses, and the things that my perspective felt that we could have did better. I decided to be the change maker, to further the family, to take the family unit even further. And our strengths, how do we hone in on the strengths so the next generations, and I always have the number 4, so I am preparing and I'm helping to develop the minds for at least 4 generations. And not just my personal family, your family too. as well. And so as a leader can see into the future. A leader can look at things and determine what is needed and wanted and how do we bring it forward. That's leadership. But John C. Maxwell said, you cannot give what you have not developed. So it's a constant development in order for me to give. And I've come to learn that what you give your time, your energy, your money, your finances, whatever, your mind to, it gives itself back to you. And so I have to give my mind to things that's going to help not just develop me, but develop the next 4 generations, which means I got to be ahead of those that I want to leave, but be close enough to them that I can motivate them to change. Leadership has vision, y'all. That one thing I needed to define. I needed to define what my healing looked like. My healing looks like that the generations before me needed access to this healing because they couldn't, or they just didn't do it. One thing I have come to learn this too. I was at a Envision Your Future conference, and it was something that was said in there. It said a person said that it's 2 things on why things don't get done. 1, people don't know what to do. And 2, they don't want to do it. I'm going to say it again. 1, people don't know what to do. Or 2, they don't know what to do. No, they don't want to do it. They don't know what to do, and they don't want to do it, or they don't want to do it. And so I started to look at my family structure, and I started to say, whoa, I mean, I've been had the concept, but I really defined it. I said, okay, they didn't know what to do on this level, but it's my job. See, that's assuming an assignment. It's my assignment now, because anytime you see something that's not right, even within yourself, it becomes your assignment. So it's my assignment now. So the things that I didn't like, or I felt that we can do better, just by assessment, come on. It's my job to make it better and to get others to get in the process to help, because I know that you can't do it alone. If you want to go far, do it with a group. But if you want to not go far, do it by yourself. So I know that I can't do this by myself. I'm saying to you that maybe in your healing, you can't do it by yourself. And if you want to change generations, you can't do it by yourself. And that's the power of community. And so I started to assess and started to get involved and started to verbalize. Communication is so important, y'all. I started to verbalize what's going to be needed, what's going to be wanted, what we got to do. You understand? And I'm not saying I have perfected this. I still got a lot of work, and I'm working. And there's times where I have to, I got to say, okay, girl, you still got to work on this area. That's humility. Knowing where you are. It's not always easy to change. It becomes a challenge in the change, but you got to be willing to be challenged. That's growth. That's expansion. That's the evolution. And be innovative in your healing. Meaning it's okay to bring in new things and new ideas that works. I'm all into what works. If I could offer you anything, do what works. Do what works. And so you see, not just me having a happy marriage and my children are doing well in life. Thank God. Praise God. Praise Allah. Thank you. Thank you. Because where we've been, we could have been a lot worse, but we are a lot better. But I've helped. I mean, I can't even count how many people I've helped, how many families I've helped, how many people that was about to commit suicide that I've helped, how many children, oh, thank you, God, that I've helped, how many marriages that I've helped because of my healing. How many women? Yeah, I ain't talking about hundreds. I'm looking at thousands of women. Real story, real life. And so I just want to encourage you that's listening to my podcast. Your story is going to serve generations if you are activated and you're activated. If you're activated and you activate your healing process. And so I had to come to understand one of the most powerful things that I incorporated in my healing so that I could stop blocking my blessings is the power of affirmations. One of my affirmations that I'm using in this time, in this season, and I hope y'all can benefit from this, that I am enough. Say it with me. I am enough, right? I've always had enough. I will always have enough. I have enough. Let me say it again. I had enough, meaning my past. Whatever my past looked like, I had it. I have enough now, and I will always have enough in the future. Past, present, and future. And me, in the whole process, I am enough. So don't feel less than. Nope. I encourage you that one thing is just know that you are worthy of the process because God chose you. You're favored. Speak life to yourself. And so as you was listening to my process and my podcast today, I hope and pray that I gave you something that will take you to your past to be willing to go back and recover and discover that weaker part of yourself and give yourself grace, give yourself permission, give yourself permission, grant yourself the awareness that it's okay. There's some things that's back there that I can leave back there, but I got to go back there and acknowledge that what the decisions that I made at that time, I made it at the time of the knowingness and the ability that I had then. But in my now, and that's your most powerful state, in my now, and then you make you fill in the blank. And as you fill in the blanks for your now, understand that you have the power to create your future self. And then go to work. Go to work at creating your future self in your now. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful. If you are the type of person that, like Maya Angelou says, she said, do the best you can until you know better. And then when you know better, you do better. And if you want to know better and you want to activate that one thing in you, and you may need that help like I did. I needed help. I knew it was necessary. Yes, it was hard, but it was necessary. And if you are that person that's listening to my voice right now, and you may feel like you got it all, but you need a little bit more. And you may want your family to be established, for future generations. You may want your business, your leadership skills to be enhanced. You may be a woman that just need a good support system. You want a group of like-minded women, people. I don't just coach women. I coach whoever wants to be coached, but I do have a women's group. Okay. And you want that community to be connected, to be empowered, to know that you could go beyond your limits, your limiting beliefs, to help identify your limiting beliefs, then I am that coach for you. And I'm going to say, during this time period, we all need a mentor, a coach, accountability partners, because procrastination kills dreams. We need somebody to hold us accountable in the vision. That's another thing with leaders and people that's healing. You got to have vision. You got to have your end result. And if you are that person and you need that one thing to catapult your healing, then I'm going to say, get in contact with Sister Nayyirah and Brother David. Definitely Sister Nayyirah, so I can help you heal on purpose. I want to thank you all so much for listening to my podcast today. I just wanted to come out and reintroduce who we are, how we show up as the repair of the Black family. We ask that you continue to support us, continue to support. If you don't have our book, let me show y'all, get the book, The Repair of the Black Family. A lot of things that I talked about in the book. A lot of things that I talked about for myself is in my book, The Repair of the Black Family Anthology. You can actually get that book on Amazon, or you can go to my website at www.repairoftheblackfamily.com. Here is the book. Look, you have 33 powerful authors that's in this book. We are providing for you not only what we've gone through, because we can always point out the problem, but we're talking about our life lessons. What did we learn from it? And we are also offering repair actions, meaning at the end of every chapter, there's 3 things that we recommend that you can do that will add value to your healing process. And I highly, highly encourage you to get this book. Again, you can get it from www.repairoftheblackfamily.com. Get the book, and you can go to Amazon and have the book shipped right out to you. Another thing, again, talking about support. Listen, relationships, we have it for you. Sister Nayyirah and Brother David, we have the Ignition Building Relationships Retreat. Mother, daughter, father, son, single, married, it doesn't matter. Come to the retreat in Orlando, Florida, August 2nd through the 5th. We are now taking deposits for this retreat. There is a payment plan available to you, especially when it comes to your future generations. We have it for 13 and up. You can actually bring your young adult children to be a part of this. A lot of times we are engaged in processes and we leave the children behind. No, in this particular retreat, we're focusing in on the family. So if you are a mother or a daughter, okay, which means you don't have to be a mother. Okay, you could be a mother, a daughter, a father, a son, is single and married. It doesn't matter. Come to the retreat. Okay. Again, we're now taking deposits. If you want more information about that, you definitely can click the link in my bio. I have consultations. You can get a consultation about the retreat, and you also get a consultation about our new leadership and development program, which is, I'm telling you, this thing is catching on like wildfire. Every single day we have people joining the leadership and development program that's helping you with personal development. I have come to find that nothing changes unless you do. Okay. So if you are interested in becoming more developed for your personal self, your family development, creating your own empire, right? Your business development, learning how to build teams. We're going to help you to establish more freedom, more growth, to be able to be duplicated. Listen, that's the one thing that I know. In anything that you're building, you want to be duplicated. So Brother David and Sister Nayyirah, our leadership and development program is producing and helping people to manage their problems, okay, to expand, to evolve, and really coming up with effective solutions. You can also get a 1-hour consultation with Sister Nayyirah to be able to see how this program can help you in the 2024 expanding in all areas of life. Click the link in my bio, and it may be in the comments if you're listening to this. If you are listening to my podcast, you can always text me at 727-623-5555. Once again, it's 727-623-5555. Text the word leadership and retreat, and I will get you booked in on a consultation. Last but not least, family, we have the sea moss gummies. We're in the winter seasons. Okay. You always can go to my website and see the different things and products and services, but this is one of our most requested one. It is the sea moss gummies. I gotta say, they are absolutely good. They are 91 to 102 trace minerals. They do have they're 102 because they have the bladderwrack and burdock in there. They're apple flavored. They don't have any gelatin. It's not artificially flavored. There's no sugars in it. And I'm telling you, it's really, really good. So try it out for yourself. As you can see, it helps your gut, which is your second brain. I like to say your first. All right. When your mind and your gut is in alignment, there you go. You are in alignment. And so it also helps to boost the immune system and also your skin and much, much more. Okay. And I believe that is all. If you want to continue to support the Heal on Purpose podcast, you definitely can support us by Cash App. You can Cash App Family Repair or PayPal at Heal on Purpose 19. Okay. family repair, or Heal on Purpose 19. I want to thank you all so much for listening today, and I hope and pray that I was able to just give us something that will have us to reflect and during this time on healing on purpose, repairing the Black family. We're in what they call Black History Month. The history is starting with yourself and then trace it all the way back and see how you can take your lessons learned of who you are and who you are becoming to further the next at least 4 to 7 generations. If you think big and creating futures, we'll be all right. That's salvation. Thank you all so much for listening. Peace and love.